The level design isn't bad, and I can forgive this game for not having a map, because areas are distinct enough so that I can say, oh yeah, I remember this place, and can usually make it back to a main area. The challenge of attempting to dissect a game like this level by level is that it would take forever, because a lot of them play pretty similarly. You know, since the first episode introduces 9 enemies, the second introduces 2, and the third introduces 3, meaning you really are shooting the same enemies in similar configurations over and over and over and over again. It probably didn't need to be this long, which is why I would suggest playing it piecemeal. The only level that really ground my gears was in episode 3, where instead of like introducing new enemies or elements, they said, let's put instant kill spikes everywhere. And you're over here asking Simi, what the fuck am I looking at here? Return to Soul Tether, return to Shrine, restart level. Wrath has a borked-ass save system that you can disable pretty easily in the gameplay options, so that you can use simple quick saves like every other boom shoot. And I say that this save system is borked, not because it doesn't work on a technical level, it works fine. It never broke in that way. I'm talking about how in my playthrough of this game on the normal skill, the save system seemed completely unnecessary. See, you have shrines that you can save at, which will save your game and replenish your health. You also collect soul tethers, which are your quick saves, and there's also an autosave at the start of every level. The soul tethers are the most important part of this whole thing because you have to collect them. When I finished the game after nuking the final boss, I had 42 spare soul tethers. I had not gone under 30 since the middle of the first episode. They actually just came out with a patch that reduces the number of save tethers you can have on higher difficulties, so there's that. Overall, Wrath is fine. It's exactly what I was expecting, give or take a few giant outdoor areas in the latter 2 episodes. It has some weird balancing. The really egregious thing is that the game was in early access for years. And even with the demand that you balance the enemy placement 20 times for 15 levels, meaning you're dealing with 300 different combinations of 14 enemies at best, and I can see why people would be a little upset with this game finally coming out and not being better than it is. They had lots of time to cook. What if I told you it's all downhill from here? You guys remember when I said in the Wolfenstein video how I wasn't going to be nice to Slipgate Ironworks anymore because they've been in this business for over a decade now, and everything they release is either broken, unfinished, or broken and unfinished? I bet Embracer Group gutting the company will surely right the ship, so the day I'm putting finishing touches on this video, I find out that Embracer has divested from Saber Interactive, 3D Realms' parent company, so they're not going to be responsible for the death of 3D Realms. Phantom Fury is the long-awaited sequel to Ion Fury, according to co-developers Phoenix Game Productions. Shelley Bombshell Harrison is back in this highly interactive mix of first-person action and road movie adventure. Oh wow, so that John Blade appearance in the trailer might be even more exciting. They're gonna get into some road trip hijinks. Okay, so when it says this is a sequel to Ion Fury, that's technically true, I guess, in the way that Batman and Robin is a sequel to Batman Returns, although I could charitably call it a good marketing strategy because nobody liked Bombshell, the original game that Ion Fury was a prequel to. And I didn't play a lot of Bombshell. I'm not going to arbitrarily shit on it playing one level and not enjoying it. I think I should boot it up again because I paid $35 for this piece of shit. Okay, so I played 90 minutes of Bombshell and I really couldn't take anymore. Like Shelley Bombshell Harrison herself, Bombshell is a very pretty game that gives me no pleasure. The story is that Haskell, voiced by John St. John, you remember him from Ion Fury. Well, he's back because Ion Fury is a prequel, and this is... So he's back because he set off a bomb that killed Shelley's squad, but also only took her arm because I think her Halo-ass recharging shield protected her. If I sound really bored while talking about this game, it's because this game is really boring. Like, I guess it also has an open world and side quests, but every place I visited looks the fucking same. The enemies aren't any fun to shoot, and when you kill them, they just kind of ragdoll, or they explode, or they're flowers that spit poison at you that you not only can't kill, half the time it doesn't seem like I can even hit them. Oh no, they renamed the weapon to the Ion Fury after Iron Maiden frivolously sued them for calling that other game Ion maybe, except I think they missed a couple of them. I'm sure people in 2016 were really craving top-down isometric shooters, and if this had been a Duke Nukem game like they originally wanted, it would have been equally as mediocre. Like, this is a better game than ROT 2013, I guess, because it isn't infuriating, and at no point did the performance tank for no fucking reason. But hey, I only played it for 90 minutes, so I could be wrong. The enemy encounters feel like they were just kind of thrown together, and then whoever was working on it said, yeah, that's good enough. Make another section where you jump onto a bunch of rings and make sure the bowling bomb just doesn't fucking work sometimes. There, done. Ship it. What I'm saying is calling Phantom Fury the sequel to Ion Fury is a bit of a reach. Ion Fury was developed by Voidpoint using Build, and was good, and Phantom Fury is being developed by Slipgate Ironworks, and if the demo is any indication, it is trash. If you want a sequel to Ion Fury, try Ion Fury Aftershock, because it's more of that game with some vehicle sections that, in my opinion, last a little too long, but they're awfully impressive for something done on the Build engine. Good for them. Voidpoint is cool. But we're not talking about Voidpoint, we're talking about Slipgate Ironworks, formerly Interceptor Entertainment, founded to do Duke Nukem Reloaded, but like obviously that didn't happen, even though a multiplayer test of it leaked a while ago. So then they went and they made Rise of the Triad 2013, which is, let's say, raw as fuck. I made a video, you might have seen it. I'm still fucking flabbergasted at the attempt to make what should have been a hit scan weapon fire a bunch of missiles that tank the performance every single time you fire the weapon while playing the game on technology 10 years newer than the game itself, but sure, whatever. Fast forward to them rebranding as Slipgate Studios. You know, a little Quake nostalgia to that name, right? But they didn't keep that name, they changed it to Slipgate Ironworks so they wouldn't be confused with Slipgate Studios, a Las Vegas-based VR and AR developer. Unless you go onto Steam where there's still a Slipgate Studios page that shows off Slipgate Ironworks games, and when you Google Slipgate Studios, you get Slipgate Ironworks as the top results, and Slipgate Ironworks was the name of the company started by John Romero that went bust in like 2009. So obviously when you Google Slipgate Ironworks or Slipgate Studios, he is listed as a co-founder, which if you didn't know better, you might think John Romero worked on some of these games, which he didn't. I just don't know. But what I do know is that my position as boomer shooter YouTuber requires me to play all these games from Slipgate Ironworks that come out. Would you believe that Phantom Fury and Graven are the first major releases from Slipgate Ironworks post-Interceptor since Rad Rogers that was mainly developed by them, not co-developed with another studio like Ghost Runner? Or it looks like they do a lot of port development for other studios too. Maybe not anymore since the Embracer troubles and the excessively shitty layoffs that hit the company recently, but that was after what we're talking about now, here, with the Phantom Fury demo, and before the disastrous Kingpin remaster. I don't like to do this. I will often just not talk about the bad new releases for boomer shooters and highlight the ones that I like, or that I think are interesting or good. The best thing I can do for a good game is showcase it. That's why something like Zorch was so exciting to me, because it came out of nowhere and it was awesome. Because despite my demeanor, most of what I do on this show, it's a bit. I see comments like Sibby hates the sewer count, why does he keep doing it? Like, legitimately, I don't care. I like it as a bit. I wouldn't have done all the new graphics and sounds for it if I didn't like the bit. I play along. We have fun here. If I really want to tear into a game, I want that game to be bad. Entertainingly bad, like Chaser. God, that was a fun video to make. Just let me break the kayfabe for a minute and say that most videos are at least a little bit funny. Also, Katie isn't real and I haven't smoked a cigarette in like 3 years. I'm eternally grateful to the fans of this show who allow me to put together weird videos on forgotten DOS games or do a series on Thief. There's a very delicate balance that I can't always keep up when making a show where I've made the person who hosts it as a character be entirely against the idea of hosting a show and not wanting to be part of it. This is the reality of turning what was originally a medium effort shitpost of a channel into a job. So when I say that the Phantom Fury demo is an undercooked, amateurish, directionless mess, understand that I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to shit all over an indie studio putting out boom shoots that seems to have some kind of sick, incestuous relationship with the new 3D Realms. But I sincerely believe that if anything is going to be responsible for me having to watch 3D Realms die again, it's not Embracer gutting the company, it's the absolutely fucking slapdash, harebrained, shoved out the door gutter trash being peddled by Slipgate Ironworks. These cold, dead things that wear the skin of nostalgia. Oh, kids, I got beef. I got enough beef to fill a fucking slaughterhouse. My main beef is that a lot of talented people work for Slipgate Ironworks, or at least they did at one point, and you can tell that by looking at the games. Because even with the pixelated aesthetic meant to evoke nostalgia and some of the sound design and the music and all that stuff, yeah, that's great. Phantom Fury looks really cool. But that's it. All the talents of the artists who, I know for a fucking fact, got the shaft and a pink slip because Embracer didn't do so good at the casino that night, those people are paying the price when whoever is making the decisions regarding the gameplay and design, or the management who's pushing this crap out the door, live to fight another day and say they're gonna release Phantom Fury in this year of our Lord 2024, when this demo feels like a beta level with pre-alpha gameplay. And this demo came out a year after the first reveal trailer of this game, which said the game would be out in 2023, and it plays like shit! In fact, I'd like to take a look at Phantom Fury's trailer right now. It has the vibes, doesn't it? Kind of like the DNF 2001 trailer vibes, which were great, right? We all love the DNF 2001 trailer. But after the release of the 2001 version of DNF, we all know that a bunch of the stuff in that trailer wasn't finished and was made just for that trailer. Or, as Frederick Schreiber, co-founder of Slipgate Ironworks and current CEO of 3D Realms, said,
"This is the famous 2001 version. This was 90% completed. I'd say 14 to 16 hours of gameplay. This build is 80% from completion, IMO. This version has almost all levels done, from all 5 zones. Some VOs are placeholder, some scripting was missing, but otherwise it's pretty much there."
Now, I did a video about the DNF 2001 leak. Right, you remember that, and how it